Welcome back, terrestrials. In this episode, we're doing 1999, 1999,
Nope.
1996.
Right.
Yeah, 1996 from Dusk Till Dawn. We know when movies are made.
Right.
So obviously we saw this when we were a lot younger. Did anything, have you watched this like throughout the years? And kind
No.
of okay, same with me. Did anything change in your like seeing it now?
Like a Mandela effect?
No, not so much
Oh.
that, but just like the way you saw, like when we were kids, we were like, oh, hot women, like dancing vampires, like that's awesome. And then
I
like now it's kind of like, oh, I didn't realize this, or
like
this.
there's the moment of realizations in the movie where like
Right.
I'm going, whoa,
Yeah.
those special effects are really not aging well, are they? Like I noticed
No.
that.
Yeah.
And then like I started doing research on the movie before like I watched it, and I was
Okay.
like, I think just like a Freud thing happened where I always thought it was red blood, but now I've noticed it's fucking green. Like,
Okay.
did you ever notice that?
Well, no. So as a kid, I didn't notice the green blood, but I noticed that there is red blood. This time I was like, oh yeah, the vampires have green blood,
Green blood. Yeah.
but there's still a lot of blood around because
Right.
of the humans.
Right.
But yeah, my brain did not retain the green blood.
Right. Right.
I was
It
like,
just
wait, is that shit he first stabs her and he
yeah.
like stabs the knife
And,
down
and the
into
knife is
the
down and then it's
yeah,
like gooshing green
yeah,
and stuff. And then my
yeah.
brain went, oh
Huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think what you're talking about is Quentin Tarantino's foot fetish, right?
Well, not just that, but just like I so when I first saw this movie, I was 10. So I didn't know what a sex offender was. Like that
We are
completely
not. No, our lawyers have said that we just want to read this from our lawyers, and our lawyers want us here at Video Waste to let Quentin Tarantino. We are not accusing you of anything. We don't know anything. Okay.
no, he's literally a sex offender in the movie. Like if you
Yeah, yeah.
listen,
He's a
yeah,
bad
so
guy.
not
He's a
in
bad
real
guy.
life that I
Okay.
were aware of, but like in the movie that character, like I knew that I didn't really like him when I was a kid, but I
Right.
didn't. Now I know why. Like now I get the creepiness, and now like at the time, like he was such a minuscule part of the movie
Yeah.
that I didn't really care. He just like pushed story. But this time around, watching it and watching how he acted and like watching all those different things that I didn't pick up on as a kid, it really changed the movie for me.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like not on top of the foot fetish thing. Like like dude, have a foot fetish all you want, but don't write yourself scenes to suck on Selma Hayek's
Some
toes.
Hayek's
I
toes.
bet you he was like, let's run it back. Let's run it back. I didn't feel good about that one probably a
Yeah.
hundred times.
Like Robert is sitting back there like in the script it says that she puts her foot in your mouth. Do you want to just get like a stand-in or something?
Yeah.
It's like, don't you dare. Don't you fucking dare. Um, do you think that was she used properly in this movie?
I think she got used exactly how they wanted to use her, but
I
no,
think so. Yeah, they
she could have been so much more.
right.
Like she could have lasted in the movie longer. Um, but yeah, I don't think that they used her appropriately. Why? What do you
No,
think?
I don't either. Like I just like you see the poster and everything and advertisements, and it's like Selma Hayek, and it's like Selma Hayek is really in it only like if you watch the whole movie,
Mhm.
she's in it for like a cup of coffee, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's like yeah, she is the queen or whatever, but
Right. And
it
I like her for that role, and I like
right,
the way they introduced her,
right.
but I feel like they could have made her like longer.
More, just more
Yeah.
menacing and
Yeah.
like the main villain.
Yeah.
Um,
Or like, at the end when Cheat shows up for the third fucking time, she could just be his girl.
right.
Like just use her again. Like they use Cheech 3 times, use her this twice or whatever. Just make it confusing as fuck, because who cares? Like
Yeah,
it's already a confusing situation.
it is. Now, are you more first half or second half of the movie?
Second half. I would like to see a movie exploring the first half, but yeah, second half. Second half is fucking bonkers.
Yeah. Yeah, like this movie was just about George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino trying to get across the border. They get across the border. This whole like when they're at the titty twister is kind of like just normal, and then like all they deal with is just like bikers and cartel guys and stuff. It wouldn't have been as good, but
Mm.
I do like that beginning. Like it throws you off completely when the vampires come on.
It really does. It is a good misdirect.
Right. But I will say, even though it is like a good misdirect, it kind of feels secondary almost. Like the vampire, like, oh, there are vampires in this goddamn. When are the
You
fucking
feel like
vampires gonna show up?
you
You know?
you feel like it was an afterthought.
No, I always knew that like like I read, I should say, that the main story, okay, actually just starts with the truck going to the titty twister,
Mhm.
and Quentin was hired to write the whole beginning. Okay. So how they got to the titty twister. The original writer wrote it right at the start of the titty twister
Mhm.
because originally this was supposed to be the next Tales from the Crypt movie. This would have ended up being what they call Bordello of Blood. Okay.
Right.
It has all the makings of Bordello of Blood, and originally that is how they were going to sell it.
Mhm.
But then they asked Quentin to like write how they got from point A to point to the club that night.
Right. Right.
And when they did that, Miramax was like, "Oh yeah, we'll buy it," and you can just make a straight movie out of it. But
I mean, okay,
it
I can
feels like
see
two
that.
different movies. I know
I can
that.
see that. Yeah. Well, that's why I was saying, like, I would like to see a movie exploring the
The Gecko
non-vampire
brothers.
search. Yeah, just they're like, Seth's rampage to get him into prison, and you could lightly dance around fucking Richie's bullshit,
Right.
and just play that out. Just
Right.
play them hitting banks and going to Mexico or something. Like, just play that whole thing out.
Right. Right.
But also, like, it it still works. I mean,
Yeah, it works.
and I
That's the
think the
thing.
reason it works is because, like, you're watching this whole like bank robbery bad guy movie,
Mm-hmm.
and then when they pull into the Titty Twister, like, that's when you see the movie's changing. Like, it's
Right.
very apparent that this is not a regular biker bar.
Yeah.
That this is something else. You might not know what it is,
Mm-hmm.
but you can tell it's something else. So I think that it transitions well, but it is essentially two different movies.
Right. I know like the interior of the biker bar.
Yeah,
I hate that. I hate that biker bar.
really.
It looks like a Hollywood set. It doesn't look like a real
That's the I
it,
love that.
I
I
don't know.
love
There's just some disconnect that I get. I
That's
don't.
so odd because
Yeah.
we both love shitty 80s horror movies, and that's how they were. Like,
Well,
if you
yeah,
think of like Night of the Creeps, or not Night of the Creeps, what am I thinking of? I can't remember.
vampire movie.
No, the one with all the monsters that live in the graveyard of super far away, and the white dude like goes there and because his girlfriend dies or something, and he wants
Mm,
to be with her. Is it Night of the Freaks? Maybe that might
mm,
be it. But yeah, it's just the same thing as that movie. Like,
yeah.
there's sets that just look like that, but at that time, it was like it's in '96. It was a throwback to that,
Yes, definitely. I will say that. Yeah.
and I
All right.
feel
Maybe hate was a strong
fair enough.
terminology.
I
All
would
I know is that my brain definitely clicked on this time watching it and going, the inside of this almost looks like the Batman Forever fucking set and shit. Like
yeah.
this
I
is
mean,
unused Batman set, you know.
I
So
definitely understand that. I understand, like, I noticed it more this time around, and like,
mhm.
but I was kind of like, that's cool that they built all this for this little movie. Like, because there's nothing to the movie
No,
until then.
right.
And then you see, like, and then, at the end it pulls away and it's like a whole hive. But
Yeah, it's like a fucking Aztec thing or whatever. Yeah, but back to 80s. Yeah, this movie, I'll tell you what, watching it just made me think of VHS night in a trailer park.
mhm,
Like this got everything.
yeah,
It's got everything
yeah,
for VHS party in the fucking trailer park.
yeah, dude, it's definitely like a movie night movie.
Right.
Like, there's a little bit of everything,
Right.
including awkward foot fetish stuff. So cool.
Yeah.
So it plays well with everybody.
Yeah. We touched briefly on it. What did you think of not the practical effects,
Mhm.
the visual effects, the morphing into the
It was
vampires?
it was rough, but the whole entire time I'm watching it, I'm going, it's 1996.
Right, right.
Like, yeah, like, everybody always says like Star Wars looks so good in 1975. And I'm like, yeah, it sure as shit did, but it also had $1 billion when it did it.
Right.
So, like, this little ass movie that Miramax probably threw like $2 million at, maybe five, 10.
I want to say
It's still,
45, maybe,
yeah,
if
the
that.
most of that's the set and George Clooney's salary.
Yeah.
So, like, what else do you want? Like, it's a tiny production. Like, I don't know. I didn't mind it. I didn't dislike it.
Yeah. But compared to the like practical effects look amazing in this.
Yeah, and we all know
Ex,
why.
yeah, K and B. But my God, Quentin Tarantino's like huge head
Yeah,
when he turns into the vampire,
yeah.
like that has to be a rib on him. That had to been a joke. We're gonna give him a big like toe head and shit. I was laughing so hard at it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like
it's fucking ridiculous.
Danny Trejo gets no neck, like
Yeah.
his head goes right to his like shoulders and
Yeah.
shit, and to the point where he can't even like turn his head. He's just like
Yeah.
ah and shit. Um, but I mean, or like Tom Savini,
Mhm.
like that looked good. You know,
Yeah.
KMB was like, we got to
Yeah.
make Tom Savini look
Yeah,
good. I
yeah.
mean, this is his fucking.
Yeah.
The only thing on Tom Savini that I was like, no fucking way was the cock gun.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying the hands.
No, the cock gun. Like I was like,
Mhm.
how does that even fucking
It
shoot?
doesn't. It doesn't. It's physically impossible for that gun to shoot.
Right, right. Like there's oh, it looks, I
It's
guess
cool.
cool.
Yeah, it's cool. You gotta think back to the VHS party night and the trailer.
Right, right. I know.
Like, you're being too critical of these parts of
I
these
know.
movies.
I know.
Like,
And I'm the one person that shouldn't be critical of this shit. That should just be like, like, holy shit, dude, fucking. But I don't know. I guess we watched The Thing, last week, and that's such like a classy piece.
Yeah.
and then we're
There
going to
ain't
this.
nothing classy about this movie.
No, no, no. This is a bag of stale chips and
Yeah.
stuff at a
Yeah.
fucking wedding. Like,
Yeah,
oh my,
I did really, really love the intro though of
yeah,
them in the store. Like that dude from Eastbound and Down acted his fucking dick off.
no, yeah,
Like he was great.
yeah,
Like that whole like exchange and everything, it's great. How he changes from like super calm and like, all right, sheriff, I'll see you. And then he's like, what the fuck do you want from me?
yeah,
Like, yeah, he freaks out. Yeah, that shit's
yeah.
awesome.
That's a shame that that actor doesn't get more roles.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I
yeah,
see him now and again in like everything,
yeah.
kind of deal. So,
Right.
but he's great.
Yeah,
And George Clooney,
yeah,
fucking phenomenal.
dude. It, and that's the thing, because like when you're watching this movie, you start you he's automatically charming,
Yeah,
but then you start to fall under a spell of like this dude's fucking awesome, and then Richie comes bumbling into the scene, like and it bums you out because Seth is such a likable character that
yeah,
if he was on his own in this movie, or they just gave that role to somebody else, this movie could have been 10 times better. Like, I just cut out the rape, cut out the sex offender, cut out the foot fetish. Like, just have another bad guy. Just
all
have
right.
the guy that the brother that he helped rob the banks with that
We're
got
gonna
away with it or whatever.
we're gonna recast him. All right, Michael Math. No, Mike.
Michael Madsen,
Yeah,
I would have taken that. I would have liked to seen that.
because he's already been a bad guy. We know his like, you know, that he can do bad. You know.
Yeah, I mean, he would be. I think that there's probably a better actor for him, but especially if you think back to that time frame. But like the brother doesn't need to be so labor intensive on the character. Like I don't need that much. Like bank robber, help break his brother out. Now they're
Mm,
on the run.
hmm
Let fucking George Clooney take over.
Yeah, yeah. Clooney was the focal point of this.
Yeah.
Now,
And Keitel, he was really good.
yeah,
That
he was
that
good.
that style of role was really interesting.
Yeah, I felt Juliet Lewis was underused.
Uh,
Compared to like, I know, Natural Born Killer. She's a different character, but the range that she has in Natural Born Killer compared to this, completely different. Like, but it is hilarious to watch her, in Natural Born Killers play more of an adult character, and now in this she can do
yeah.
the high school girl or whatever, or,
Right.
frat girl or whatever she was, supposed to be.
I think that they should have lost the little brother or her brother altogether. The kid could not act. He had like 7 lines. He's
Yeah,
just pointless in the movie. They
he's
could have,
pointless.
yeah, they could have trimmed his whole entire character.
Right,
But
right.
like, yeah, Keitel kills it. George Clooney kills it.
Cheech kills it too. Even
Yeah,
in
he
his like
does. He does.
comedy, like
Yeah.
in each part, in
Yeah.
each of his three parts, there is memorable lines.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Like they're just really good. And I mean, Clooney has those memorable lines too. If we were doing memorable lines, for Clooney, it would be definitely like, I got 6 friends and they all run faster than you, or something like that.
Yeah.
When he's talking, like he's got so many of those, like, or when he pops out of the toilet when they go to Mexico, we're in fucking Mexico, like
Yeah.
I love that shit. That
Yeah,
shit was
yeah,
great.
he did really really good. He had a lot of like quotes, one-liners, and so did Keitel. Like there was a
Yeah.
lot of things, especially towards the end. Like Keitel started like putting it out there. So I was impressed with both of them
All right.
for sure.
All right. We were talking about like, all right, the beginning is different than the middle and ending.
Right.
Okay, now would it have been as good if it was just Harvey Keitel and the brother and sister just ended up at this like there was a gas station outside or something, and the fucking RV just broke down. Like, and Harvey be the main character. No,
No, fuck no.
no,
No, fuck
you
no.
need Clooney.
No.
You need Clooney in
Yeah,
that
you
shit.
need that whole scenario for them to even cross paths.
Right.
Like, yeah, that was well written.
Yeah.
But I think I would have subtracted the brother, subtracted Quentin's fucking character altogether, and then just let Harvey and George do their thing. Like, they were the most interesting exchanges in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So like, because it got really like almost dramatic at some points, and like a lot of like heartfelt things were being said to an
Yeah.
extent. I would have just let them fucking do that, man.
Mm.
They're both amazing actors. Just let them fucking go. Like,
Right.
cut out the bullshit. Like, the body count was big enough at the bar anyways. You could have lost both of those guys.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
That's another thing, is that like the body count of like, okay, you got vampires, and then you got the the bikers there, and then like there's just like so much going on, where it's just like, all right, I don't know what count we are on, like I can see this stuff, but these are background extras, not main characters. Like, yeah, obviously when the main characters get fucked up, that's when you're like, okay, yeah, like Frost. Is his name Frost? Frosty? Black dude, cigar.
No, it wasn't Frosty. Oh shit, what was that guy's name?
I thought it started with an F.
It might have. Let me.
Hmm.
Damn, he's not even on the main page. Oh, it
Jeez.
is Frost.
Huh?
It is Frost.
Frost, yeah. And then fucking Sex Machine.
Mhm.
Um, and I even like that character a little bit, like I thought it was like a decent character,
I
and that
think it
was
was just another throwback, like tongue in cheek joke on
right.
those like 80s hardcore biker
The fucking
badass dudes.
exploitation movies,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
like,
it fell into an exploitation style
oh,
movie.
this definitely is an exploitation
Yeah.
movie. Like everything, like it's perfect in the exploitation realm. They hit it. They knew what to do with exploitation, you
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I just, I don't know, anything else that you can think of really that was like,
Yeah.
no, that we haven't talked. Okay, hit
Yeah.
it, hit it.
The car. Fucking
Uh,
Seth's car.
yeah.
God, what a beautiful thing that is. Just like it was too. Just just in its condition.
Hmm.
It ran well, it looked old, it looked beat up. 1968 Cougar Mercury Cougar.
Hmm.
Fucking gorgeous car. Like, when I saw it, and like, that might be why I have like like a fetish is the wrong word, but like fetish for having an old vehicle in the desert, just dusty, and like, that is so appealing to me. Maybe because I saw this at such a young age, I was like,
Hmm.
that's the epitome of cool shit right there. Like, I love that car. I love that car in this movie. Like, it was perfect for the characters. So yeah.
Yeah. No,
You
I
want
don't think fetish is the right word and stuff, because now
no
I can think of you as
romanticize.
driving through the desert and be like, oh, look, there's an old oh fuck, came in my pants.
Yeah, I don't think I would come, but
Fucking like,
romanticize it maybe.
shit, we're
That
getting close to the desert. Jacob, close your fucking eyes. There's a car show up the road. No.
There's a car show in a sandstorm up the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I think it might be more romanticized that. I
Yeah,
do.
just
But yeah.
the classic image. It's the same thing, like motorcycles.
Mhm.
like seeing those motorcycles
Mhm.
in like
Hell
Hell
right.
Ride
Yeah.
in the desert,
Yeah.
and the desert's just cool,
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool, man.
like
It's a lot of meth, but it's cool, man.
yeah, meth, you just stay away from the meth and the vampires.
True. Because fucking John Carpenter's vampires that is also takes place in the deserts.
Desert,
I think
right?
it takes place near like Las Vegas, actually.
I want to say it was New Mexico
Was it?
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was in that like desert area between California and
Okay.
Mexico.
Well, as this is one of our top vampire movies that we chose, between this and the vampire, John Carpenter's vampires, what vampires would you go with? Like more, like
Like
after
if
watching
I had
this?
to fight them,
Yeah,
these these were
these
pretty
vampires.
these vampires were pretty easily handled.
Yeah, they made them more
Uh
like zombies.
yeah. And yeah. But the vampires in John Carpenter's vampires, they're flying all over the fucking place and
Right.
like nah. They use like mind control and shit
Mhm.
too. Like that's a whole another level of vampire, you
Yeah.
know.
Now, who was the better main character though? Fucking George Clooney or
George
fucking?
Clooney.
Okay, yeah,
I like James Woods. I like that character, but he was too like straightforward. He was too like, I kill vampires. Man, this is my team of
yeah,
vampire killers.
meh,
Like
meh,
George
yeah,
Clooney's just like, yeah, dude, let's fucking get drunk
yeah,
and like hang out and like, yeah.
fucking and the sidekicks. I'll say, I'll take Harvey Keitel over like the Baldwin nobody wanted. Fucking
I think the sidekick guys I'll give to vampires as a whole because you take well
no, all those fuckers get killed off in the beginning,
and most of them, yeah.
so
It's
you're left with only the bad Baldwin.
all right. Well, I don't know. I still might take him over Richie though, because you can't just skip and go. It would
Oh
be
no, I'm
It
just
would be
I'm giving you
Keitel.
Harvey Keitel's, or I'm giving you the bad Baldwin.
Nah, you can't do that. It would be
Uh,
Harvey Keitel versus the blonde girl from Vampires that like gets turned into a vampire that he's
yeah.
trying to save. Like that. That's who that cartel Harvey Keitel's person would be.
Yeah.
And then like Juliette Lewis would be her purse, and then the brother would be her tampon. I would take Cartel or Keitel over that, anyways.
Well, of course, of course, of course.
But I'm
So
just saying, like Richie is. So, would you take Richie or the Baldwin?
fuck neither. I'll take fucking
Um,
what's another vampire movie? The like
you can have Ryan Reynolds from Blade.
ugh. Well, I mean it's all right, but I'm not the biggest fan of the Blade movies. Like I
I
liked
don't.
them. Like the first Blade I thought was kind of cool,
I
but
think I've seen them all.
yeah, oh you haven't? Okay. I
No,
was
no, I think I
oh,
have. Like, there's three,
okay.
right?
Yeah, my brain was going. Was that a question or a statement? Fuck.
It was a question statement. It was
Oh,
both.
okay.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm stating that I
no.
might have seen all three. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Sorry, I'm gonna side with the vampires in both of these movies. Yeah.
Fair enough.
No, I'll take any of the yeah. But yeah, I noticed that the vampires, like I said, in this one, they kind of they felt like zombies. Not
They felt like
like,
zombies,
but it felt like a zombie movie.
but
Like they're trapped in this place,
eh,
and they can't get out. They're just trapped. And it's kind of the opposite. Usually vampires on the outside trying to get in. Now the vampires are in the inside and we're trying to get out. So it had that tone.
yeah, I mean, I get that, but I just feel like it was very throwbacky. Like the prosthetics and stuff felt like
Yeah.
it felt very Lost Boys. So I I don't know. I was very easy on all the aspects of the vampires.
Word.
and they still felt vampire because they turn into bats and shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't like it when vampires turn into demons. Like they look like demons. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? More or less like what Salma Hayek looked like. She looked
The
more
snake
demon.
lady. Yeah.
Yeah. So like that, not the biggest fan, but you know,
Yeah. That's where vampires in John Carpenter's Vampire,
right,
those actually felt like okay, classic vampire. Like if
right.
we're doing vampires, like, or just like in like the vampires and what is it? Um 30
The
Days a
real.
Night.
Okay, yeah.
Like they felt more demon vampire,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah,
And yeah, you kind of need that's still that element of human, you know.
right,
It
right.
would have been almost cooler instead of like them turning into like the demon vampires in this, but like people are just mysteriously disappearing, you know. Like, oh hey bikers, come in the
I
back.
think that that
And
could have added like another 30 minutes to the movie. Like
yeah,
Richie gets picked off and they haven't seen him in a while
yeah,
kind of deal. That would have been fun. We could have
right.
done that.
And
But
then all of a sudden something happens, or like, somebody takes out a mirror to, takes out a mirror, and then they notice that, wait a minute, they're not, and then I think these are fucking vampires, that idea.
I don't think I would have enjoyed the call. Like, oh shit, these are vampires, bro. Like, nah. Like, just Richie gets picked off. Selma Hayek does her dance, and then maybe she like Richie or Seth cuts his finger or
Right.
something, and
Right.
then they can't resist. Kind of like how it happened, just
Yeah.
minus Richie,
And just
just
slow it down maybe a little bit.
super minus Richie,
Right.
so minus Richie.
Yeah. How is it, but was his acting like just or
I
is this just the character is because
I
he's just
think
a
I think
horrible.
that it was a snowball effect.
Right.
Like the acting wasn't great. Not he didn't
No,
give anything. Like he didn't give it. The best acting he did was when he was fucking quiet and scared of George Clooney in the hotel room. That was
that
his best job that he did on that movie set.
or when he was like, they're gonna apprehend us in the next 48 hours. You
Yeah,
know, that was like a good line delivery. But yeah, just Quentin just
just that on top of the foot fetish thing, on top of like the character itself,
yeah.
it just all snowballed into that is I don't want that in the movie. If somebody could edit that out, I would rebuy the movie. Just like he
It's
gets
just
killed,
like
just fuck it. Make him like get his brother out and then he gets killed. And
he
then
dies at the gas station.
yeah, the fucking cop shoots him in the head, and then
Right.
it's just fucking Seth Rollin,
Right.
and then picks up the family. Like that would have been the way to go. And Seth could have been like a little bit more like, "Ugh, I'm tortured, and, like
Right. 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 Well, you got anything else you want to jump on this movie about?
mm, mm, kind of, but I don't want to run again. Um, I don't want to have to do the video.
Oh,
Like
okay.
we got 4 minutes left,
Yeah.
so no. I was just gonna say about like how badass that beginning scene was, that they just burned the dude alive.
Yeah.
Like they're just like fuck it.
Yeah. Like I said, the
That's a
beginning is
whole
great.
level of fuck up.
Yeah.
That's like a whole level of monster.
And
You
it
know?
was acted perfectly. I thought the
Mhm.
acting was great. And I love the fact where it's like, what the fuck did you send him to the bathroom for? Listen, this guy comes in here every day,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and
exactly.
it really does feel like intense,
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
but on that note, Jacob, is
Yes,
this a thrill or a kill?
it's a thrill.
It's a thrill. It is a thrilling style of movie. It's it's a good one. It's decent. All right. Is this a cult classic?
Yeah,
The most cult classic movie we've probably ever seen, where not a lot of people talk about it, but those that watch it really enjoy it,
yeah.
I would say. You going to see it in the theater?
Fuck yeah, I'll go see this redone in the theater.
redone or just like, oh, it's gonna be in the
Like it's
theater?
gonna, yeah, just being reshown, redone,
Okay. I was about to say, like, you want
rerun.
to reboot this?
Yeah, minus fucking Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah,
I
no,
would
no,
take shot for shot the exact same movie minus Quentin Tarantino.
no. I think I'm gonna skip this one in the theater. I like the low quality VHS care package of
That's
it.
your
So
nostalgia.
yeah,
That's your nostalgia vision of that, but that's cool.
yeah.
I can respect that.
All right, Jacob, what do you star in this?
4.5.
I'm also going 4.5 with it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had a couple of like,
Right after we just said, of course they're all 5-star movies.
yeah, I know,
Four and a
but
half.
I mean, 4.5 is just as good. It's just
No,
not.
that's why it's not 5 stars. Because it's not. 4.5 is 4.5 because it's four and a
Yeah,
half.
it's 4.5.
It's not the same thing. It's a
Fucking
completely different rating.
yeah. It just there are small parts in this that just could be better, but
Yeah.
they didn't like go full force on it. You know,
Yeah.
like oh man, they could have done so much more, and
Yeah.
you
I
know,
almost gave it 4 because of fucking Quentin
Quentin
Tarantino.
Tarantino. Oh man, he made
Just
you
rate
that
the
mad.
movie. You don't need to be in it.
Now you don't even like Quentin Tarantino movies anymore because this.
Nah, I don't mind him when he's in this. Shut up, black.
Yeah,
Like those small roles that are
yeah,
nothing. Like that's fine. Do that.
right.
Don't be a main character
No,
or a
no,
secondary or a third character. I want you at the bottom of the call sheet. That's what I want.
right, right. So that's a good understanding of it. So
All right. Well, that's fucking from Dusk Till Dawn.